Hello everyone, my name is Devendra Radhakrishnan and today I'm going to talk about the cameras that involved in photogrammetry. Photogrammetry is the process of taking multiple photos of a real world object and using software to generate the mesh and texture data. When done well and with the right object, the end result will provide an extremely detailed 3D assets in much less time than it will take to create it from scratch. Photogrammetry is very forgiving camera wise. You can get an acceptable result with just about any decent camera, including a smartphone or a compact camera. The key word here is acceptable. Your end result won't be as good as if you take with a DSLR, and you might forfeit and gains in time with having to take more photos and having to do more image processing in general. Your best result will come from a camera that allows for manual control, shoot in RAW, has an in-camera histogram, and ideally has an interchangeable lens. In short, a mirrorless camera or DSLR will be your best bet for most projects, yet there will be times when a GoPro or even a drone will come in handy. First, let's talk about the full frame camera. By default, you will be taking a large number of photos to get a fully detailed asset, and the better the camera you use, the fewer you have to take. A full frame FX camera like the Canon C6D or the Nikon D750 will give you the highest quality output in the least amount of photos. Both of these are often used for photogrammetry. Sony also makes some great full frame cameras, but the lenses are pretty pricey, so if you are looking for a lower end of the things, you will be better off with a Canon or Nikon. Second, the DSLR or the mirrorless camera. Both of these are good options if you are looking for a full control at a lower price point. Which one you choose will really come down to what type of camera you are into, but the primary benefit of the mirrorless camera is that small and light. As far as crop sensor DSLR are concerned, folks are using wide variety of DX camera, none really seems to stand out. In the mirrorless department too, the Sony Alpha A6500 is quite popular in photogrammetry world. Next is GoPro. While GoPro are not ideal as your primary camera for photogrammetry, overly sensitive to high lighting conditions, usually do not have manual controls for ISO and aperture, and often contain blur and due to handshake. They can play an important role as your backup camera. For example, once you are finished taking the stills with your primary camera, take a quick 4K video of the object with the GoPro following the same path. In so doing, you have to ready-made backup for any area you might have missed with your main camera or any undersampled or badly reconstructed area. Honestly, the simple backup can you make many days of reconstruction correction. Just make sure that you use a color checker with the video so you can manage the white balance. Another benefit to bring a GoPro with you is that it can reach areas difficult for larger cameras and you can get much closer to the object than with larger cameras. Moreover, we also use drone in photogrammetry. If you are photographing a very large object such as building, a cliff, a canyon, you need a drone to get the upper regions. In this case, it will be significantly easier to use video. Depending on your software, you should to be able to mix the shot taken with the drone with shots taken by hand much closer to the object. Last but not least, lens also plays a big role in photogrammetry. As always, the better the glass, the better the image. So try not to skimp in this department. You can buy a stellar camera. If your lens is only, you won't get stellar results. In the most photogrammetry application, you want to choose a prime lens with the net no distortion. Not only will this give you the sharpest result, but photogrammetry software will not work with zoom lenses. However, in the field, a zoom is sometimes necessary. Whichever you choose, make sure the lens has a little distortion as possible. When you are out shopping for a camera, keep these qualities in mind. Able to shoot in RAW, has a fairly high frame per second ability, long battery life, exceptional low noise performance with a native ISO 100 or lower. In the end, the main consideration will obviously be your project requirement and your budget. If you are a beginner just looking to try it out, don't let the spec get in the way. The best camera to use is the one you have with you. So if you want to try it out and on your smartphone, by all means do so. That's all from me. Thank you and have a nice day.